Still a win at Newcastle, and it's a game that so many people are gonna say whatever they want to say. But I have to say, in the end, the way the game went, my team deserved to win. Hello, guys. Welcome back to another video. This is Football Connect LFC. I'm your host, Sam, and we're going to talk about how Liverpool managed to win the game in the end, and young Rio making history, becoming one of the 16-year-old to score early into their in the Premier League in their debut, by the way. So it's really amazing. He only becomes the second player to score a winning goal since Wayne Rooney in 2002 for Everton. So that means a lot. So let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. So we're going to talk about how this game was physical. We're going to talk about the red card. We're going to talk about the two goals, Gravenberg's goal, talk about how the midfield was really, and how set pieces could be a problem for Liverpool, especially when Arsenal was coming next to Anfield. So let's get into the video. So the things that happened in today's game, it was really a difficult game. Liverpool really struggled to get into the game properly because I felt like it started so physical. I felt like it was too physical for the likes of Birds to even get to settle in the game. Hugo Ekitike was trying there, but you could see that it was difficult for the ball to really flow that easily. The ball, when it was going out, it was taking time to get back into the pitch on both sides. Let's not try to act like it was that they were taking those long throwing, going big back and taking time to throw in. We were seeing it on the other side. Liverpool, Milos Kerkez throwing a throw in, taking time. The passes between Virgil van Dijk and Alisson, it felt like it was never going to move. I understand the whole entire setup of the game, the way it was with the crowds, it was never going to be easy. But all the things which was building up into the game, the way things were being set up, it just created so unwanted commotion. The fans really were onto it. I love how the Newcastle ground is made up, where the away fans are really up there that even if their team scores, you don't even hear them celebrating. And that was exactly how this game was. Liverpool struggled in the first 20 minutes to even make a proper attack. The first goal, which was scored by Gravenberg, I think if we are really being honest, that was the first test on Nick Pope. Also, the first goal on target. That tells you everything that you want to understand about the game, that it was really difficult to get the game actually start to flow. They knew the right things to do. They knew how to cause chaos, to create chaos, to make this game so bumpy to a point that it felt like teams were trying to run away from the game. And it was clear. That was their game plan. It went into perfection. They had to put everything that they can. They were so emotional into the game. Some of the tackles, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the first minute or second minute, we are already talking about the third free kick of the game. So many tackles which were just being thrown over. And I have to say, at some point, it felt like the referee, in terms of decision making on the free kicks, it felt like it was favoring Newcastle, because whenever a player was following on their side, it was rising up. So it was difficult for the game to be played, and it felt at some point that the ball was literally staying in the air more than it was supposed to play down below. So this is to those people who don't understand football, that it was difficult for Liverpool to build from behind, because there was an entire line of about five players who were standing to stop Liverpool from making any passes to penetrate to try and build and go forward. They literally made a mid block of about five players who were standing in the midfield and the back three, to make it so difficult for Liverpool to do anything. It was one of the most ugliest performance you can ever put out, but they are very good at it. They know how to suffocate situations and cause chaos and create those opportunities. It was difficult, especially knowing that it was nil-nil. They knew that they were going to play like this, then try to hit Liverpool on set pieces, muscle them, bully them out of the ball, and score goals. And that exactly was their plan. The plan went out of the the plan went out of order, but it came back to flourishing after Gravenberg scored an amazing goal. That was a goal out of nowhere. None of the Liverpool fans here can come out and say that we knew that I was going to do that, or if it even makes sense that something like that was going to happen. It came out of nowhere. When Liverpool got the opportunity to move the ball, it was difficult to do so. They tried. You saw Florian Wirtz doing some amazing pass, trying to go, sitting up to Salah. Salah trying to go anyway, either if it's not stopped by the right left back, it's stopped by Dan Ben, and again it's recycled going back to the other direction. Newcastle made this game so dark to really want to filter, and the ground was in agreement with everything that was happening in the game. They were 100% in the agreement. So I get it. Rivals are gonna come out and they're gonna talk about how they feel like the Liverpool did not perform, how they feel like how our signings are not performing, how they feel like it was one of the darkest performances. Liverpool don't deserve to even go out with reports. I get it. I'm not refusing. But if you really go sit down and watch that game, you would see that Newcastle made sure that nothing was happening. If the balls were coming from low, they were kicking them back very fast. It was difficult for Salah to get on the ball even for 10 minutes. Even getting the ball to him was difficult. Getting the ball to Florian Wirtz to try and control that midfield, it was difficult. Because there was, like I'm saying, there was an entire line of players who was making sure that they were just there, allowing the ball to always remain with Alisson, Van Dijk, and Konate, but it never passes through them. Because if it passes through them, that would have already caused the commotion that its balls already going back on the long passes. And one thing about Newcastle players, they do have some long players who can control the ball. But one thing that you can also be in agreement with, even though people know that they're not gonna look at it in the light that it's supposed to be like. The whole entire game, we did not see Elanga. And the reason why we did not really see Elanga is because Milos Kerkez kept him quiet. The whole entire game, Milos Kerkez kept Elanga quiet, starving for the ball, wondering how to get into the game, how to be fruitful, how to produce something in the game. It's because of Milos Kerkez. It's because of the small things he was contributing in the game to help out the team actually succeed to get the victory. And at the end of the day, we are celebrating that we won the game. Did we deserve it? At some point, you say no. But if you look at all the goals that Newcastle scored, did they deserve it in the end? Not really. And all of those things came out. Then the red card came. Anthony Gordon gets the red card. Then he's out. Then Liverpool early in the game, Hugo Ekitike has a 1-2 with Cody Gakpo while building up. Cody Gakpo tried to shoot and it was blocked. And they set it for Ekitike and Ekitike scored an exquisite goal that the goalkeeper only had to watch it go in. And Liverpool are already leading. I'm like, okay, the game is over. I think we have already gotten things set. We've performed so well. We're showing that we're really in the game. We're showing that we have something to prove. Now the game is over. Then Newcastle started playing their bowling way, their bowling way, the way they were pushing the players, trying by all means to push it from the other side so that the ball remains in the Liverpool's 18 area. The long guys, I'm talking about Dan Ben, I'm talking about Jolinton, I'm talking about all the tall guys who were making sure that they were all over Virgil van Dijk and Konate, and then making mistakes. It always meant for them the ball was going on the other side, allowing them to create chaos that they did. Hence where the first goal came from. If you look at how it was scored, it was because of the confusion. Milos Kerkez, it felt like Bruno Guimaraes was literally seated on top of Milos Kerkez. Then the goal is scored. Then the second goal is scored. So it was a fight of a game. But one thing I can really be proud of, if I'm looking at that game, Virgil van Dijk, I felt like he kept his own, even though we considered he was really pivotal in helping the team to be where they were. I also say that, on the other side, what's his name? Dominic Soboslai playing his new position at right back. I think he made sure that Dan Burn was literally inexistent in the game. He could not do anything. He was really good and he commanded that position like he has been playing there for years. And that's an amazing thing because now that tells us that he can perform at that position whenever we need him in the game or whenever he feels like maybe there are so many players, he can be so good in the game. And of course, we are looking at the likes of Florian Wirtz. It's gonna take time, guys. Even though they showed he's really showing some skillful passes and everything that he can do. His brain and how it works. I'm sure you get those balls that flows. I can't wait the games against Man City where the ball will literally be on the floor and the boys who can play. I don't know how the Arsenal game is gonna be like, but I think it's gonna be an interesting one to see how the game is played. But this bullying and this pushing that was happening into today's game, it was really crazy because I think they came in with a plan, Newcastle, to really create that chaotic state, chaotic environment to cause chaos, to bully Liverpool out of the game. And at the end of the day, it worked against them because in working against them, Liverpool won the game. in winning the game. Liverpool scored 2 goals, 3 goals, which were well deserved. And on the other side, Newcastle lost the game because all they were doing, and the guys who were bowling, Jolinton went out with a hamstring injury. It means that, especially, was he trying to go after Dominic Soboslai? And I think Dominic Soboslai, no, it was not even, it was actually Gravenberch. Because one thing that people, I told you, the counter goals we were scored, it was because Ryan Gravenberch was not in that midfield. And we also saw the same goals were scored as well against Crystal Palace. Ryan Gravenberch comes back in that position, and we are not allowing players to do this. It's the set pieces again. That's another thing that the manager needs to work on, especially we are playing Arsenal next week. So that's another problem we have to work to. But you can see the importance of Ryan Gravenberch into the team, how much he is very, very pivotal in helping this team progress in terms. And also, we were missing our controller. We did not have Alex McAllister, and him missing in the game created all this chaoticness. And I think it is something that will be worked on, and that's really important that we get him into the game. On the other side of the game, when we are looking at, we also look at how the 16-year-old came in a game which was already losing. It was now a draw. Newcastle were believing the whole entire ground was crazy. And I love the fact that Elliot was really tasked with the mission of making sure that they play on the right side, which means that they were going to ignore an invisible, dangerous 16-year-old in Rio Ngumoha. The most important chance he gets, he scored. Nick Popper, the only thing he had to was to being a spectator of watching that goal going at the back of the net. So I know there are a lot of people going to be coming up with a better team lost. They're going to be coming up with a lot of things. You have to understand, Liverpool made so many changes. So many players have left the team, as well as so many players have joined the team. It's going to take time for them to start making sense. It's going to take time for them to fit into the structure that the manager wants. And when that is done, when that team is really set, I'm telling you, we're going to be seeing a different team. And I think we need that. We need to see a different team. And when that happens, you're gonna start enjoying my team. But the fact that even though we're not performing well, even though we're not showing so much, we are still getting the job done. That matters more than anything in the world. So I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think of the performance? What do you think of Rio Ngumoha? What does this mean? Does this give, this opens up and give him the confidence to go more? And as well, the manager to trust him more. Let me know in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to Connect. We're out. Peace. Subscribe to the Connect.